Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with another competitive Pokemon Sun and Moon moveset video guide, how to use, whatever you want to call it. This time, we're going to be talking about Xurkitree, the electric type Pokemon. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say, if you missed any of the previous analysis, maybe I did one of your favorite Pokemon, there's a playlist down below. I've also been doing showcases of every single mon. There should be one up today in a couple hours after this video goes live of a Xurkitree showcase where I use one of these sets and do my best to let it do work. But in any case, Xurkitree is pure electric with an amazing base 173 special attack stat and a great ability in beast boost. Outside of that, it has pretty average / mediocre defenses, but let's see what we can work with. So first off, the first set we're going to be talking about is the Choice Scarf set. Now you're going to be running Timid on this set, max speed that allows you to outspeed Pokemon like Modest, Choice Scarf, Tapu Lele, Pokemon like Magnetric in that speed tier. Unfortunately, you don't outspeed Jolly / Timid or Naive, Pheromosa. However, this just gives you the most out of your speed. And the idea of this set is just to Volt Switch around, spam Thunderbolt, get rid of your opponent's ground types or Alolan Marowak maybe, and just spam Thunderbolt to get your beast boost as you keep killing them. Just get like a little late game sweep. But basically, this set gives you momentum with Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. Grass Knot is the third move, however, you can switch it up to Energy Ball. Grass Knot is better for Pokemon like Hippowdon, but Energy Ball hits Pokemon like Rotom Wash harder, and Manaphy as well. If you're ever in that situation where your opponent has like Manaphy, Hippowdon left, Energy Ball would hit them harder combined, as well as Rotom, whereas Grass Knot smacks a Pokemon like Hippowdon. But Energy Ball is definitely a good idea. And last is usually up to you. Hidden Power Ice is decent. It allows you to hit Landorus, both forms, also Dragon types and ground type coverage in general. Dazzling Gleam is also an option. Hidden Power Fire is also another option if you want to hit a Pokemon such as Ferrothorn. That's why I let the last set as just Hidden Power. But Ice hits Dragon types and ground types. Fire hits Pokemon like Ferrothorn. Hidden Power Ground is also an option to be able to hit Alolan Marowak as well as Magnezone, both of which otherwise wall you / can take your hits. But the last move is definitely up to you. Dazzling Gleam is also a potential option if you want to be able to hit Pokemon like Latios or Latias for stronger than Hidden Power would. But that's the idea of the Choice Scarf set. You just have a Choice Scarf, get rid of your opponent's ground types by spamming Energy Ball or Hidden Power Ice, whatever move you have for it, and then hopefully late game clean once you've gotten rid of your opponent's Pokemon or resistances to Thunderbolt, because again, if it's hitting neutrally, base 173 special attack, that's 445 special attack with a neutral nature. So this thing hits ridiculously hard, and as it gets a kill, obviously Beast Boost will activate, giving you a +1 in special attack. Next up, we have the Hypnosis set. Now, Xurkitree does have access to Hypnosis as well as the PokeaimMD, and what this does is it boosts your speed. It boosts your speed to +1. While also going for Hypnosis. Now, unfortunately, the Hypnosis Z move does not boost the accuracy of Hypnosis, so it's only 60% accurate. However, if you do manage to hit, you put your opponent to sleep, but you 100% always get the speed boost from this. So you will get the speed boost, and the idea of this set is get the speed boost, hopefully put something to sleep, and then Tail Glow up and sweep your opponent. Now, I would advise using this set when your opponent has to switch. I'll give you an example. Your opponent has Skarmory out, they've already taken chip damage, so the Sturdy is broken, or your opponent has Tapu Fini out. That's a good idea to use Hypnosis. Maybe Tapu Fini might not make too much sense because Misty Terrain is up, but more than likely they're going to switch because they don't want to get hit by a Thunderbolt. But any other water type, let's say Mantine or anything like that. So your opponent's more than likely going to switch. There you can fire off an Hypnosis. If you don't hit what switches in, that's fine because you still get the Tail Glow boost, and you also have the next chance. You still get the speed boost from Hypnosis, and you also have the next chance to potentially hit Hypnosis. That's up to you. But the idea of this is use the Hypnosis Z move, get your +1 speed, so you'd be as fast as a Choice Scarf Xurkitree. If you do manage to hit the Hypnosis, you can then go for Tail Glow, and then your last two moves are really up to you. Thunderbolt is definitely necessary. That is your stab move. The hidden power can be Ice. Because Ice and Electric are pretty good neutral coverage on everything. Hidden Power Ice hits Dragons, hits ground types. Energy Ball can also be used. Dazzling Gleam can also be used. But typically, Thunderbolt plus Hidden Power Ice is the better idea. Hidden Power Ground, again, is also another option. You can use this when you've gotten rid of your opponent's ground types as well. But I like this set because If Hypnosis hits, great, you get off a Tail Glow, but it always gives you the +1 speed, and still, when you're faster than your opponent, if they bring in something that could check Xurkitree, you have the option to go for Hypnosis again. You know, using 2 Hypnosis is usually better than using 1. The odds of hitting are in your favor, and if you do land, great. So, basically, the idea is use a Z-move Hypnosis, set up, and proceed to go to town. Maybe weaken your opponent's ground types a bit. Get rid of Alolan Marowak because that thing otherwise takes this thing on. Magnezone isn't too big of a deal unless it's running Hidden Power Ground because it really can't hit you for too much damage. You wall it, it walls you. It's sort of like that. And a +3 Thunderbolt is going to do a lot to Magnezone. A lot. Might even knock it out after a bit of prior damage. But the next set we have is the Xurkitree set. Now this set is really cool because it's a lure. It helps you get rid of and set up on Pokemon like defensive Landorus Therian form or Hippowdon. I'll show you the damage calc right here. This is defensive Landorus Therian form's Earthquake on a Xurkitree. Xurkitree, it only does 63 to 75%, so you're able to tank that. You do outspeed it, by the way, and a Tail Glow boosted Energy Ball at +3 does knock out max HP Landorus Therian form. So defensive Landorus Therian form goes down. But the idea of this is a Dugtrio is running around Landorus, Hippowdon. Now I'm not saying you might not be playing in the Pokebank meta. You might be playing in the pre-Pokebank meta or on your DS, which is fine, completely fine. Xurkitree is still pretty useful there for a Pokemon like Dugtrio, for ground types in general. But the idea of this is to set up Tail Glow, live the ground type attack, whether it be from a Flygon, a Landorus, a Hippowdon, whatever you're facing, whatever meta you are playing, and just sweep from there. Hidden Power can be Ice, which allows you to deal with Landorus as well, but Energy Ball does decent damage at that. Ice, though, still hits neutral for Dragon, so you can run that. Hidden Power Fire can also be used if you want to be able to break through a Pokemon like Ferrothorn. Again, I mentioned Hidden Power Ground for Marowak, for Magnezone, for Pokemon of that specific typing that resist Thunderbolt or are immune to it because of their abilities, aka Alolan Marowak because of Lightning Rod. And Energy Ball is just nice neutral coverage with that. I would definitely run Energy Ball over something like Grass Knot. Energy Ball is very spammable. And it hits hard. It's 90 base power move, so it's ridiculously hard. And obviously you have your Thunderbolt Stab. So the idea of this is set up and not worry about your opponent's Mamoswine. Speaking of Mamoswine, you can run Timid Nature if you do want to outspeed Jolly Mamoswine. Timid Nature still hits pretty hard. It does 95 to 111% to max HP Landorus. But I'll show you Life Orb Mamoswine's Earthquake. It hits ridiculously hard. So being faster than Mamoswine is definitely a plus for you, especially because at neutral, your Energy Ball knocks out Mamoswine 100%. So Jolly Mamoswine goes down to Energy Ball without any prior damage. So definitely being timid has its perks. You miss out a little bit on damage, like the 100% KO on Landorus, but Stealth Rock will do that for you generally. I do want to say one Pokemon that you're not living from no matter what, and that would be Landorus I, which would be the Earth Power set. Yeah, that's a Life Orb, Sheer Force, Earth Power. You're not living that, even with a Xurkitree. So that's just something to note. Don't think you're going to be living a hit from Landorus. But Timid or Modest can be ran. Timid can rerun if you don't want to be outsped by Jolly Mamoswine, which does have a chance to knock you out with the Life of Earthquake. Adam Mamoswine does knock you out, but you are faster if you're Modest, and Timid, obviously, like I said, outspeeds opposing Mamoswine. So, next up we have the Spec set. Now, this I would say run Modest on just because you get the strongest Volt Switches and the strongest Thunderbolts, but it's pretty much just taking advantage of the fact that Xurkitree has good stab. Electric is great stab, you have good coverage and Energy Ball, and then you can run your Hidden Power of choice. I would run on this set in particular, Hidden Power Ground, mainly because the Pokemon that are going to be blocking your Volt Switches, and the most common one, at least in pre-bank, would be Marowak, Alolan Marowak. So Hidden Power Ground is going to do a lot to Marowak. With Stealth Rock, you're going to be looking at, well, I might as well just show you the damage, right? But I'm pretty sure it's going to do, to Spadef Marowak anyway, it's going to do a ton. So I'll show you the damage. Marowak, Alolan, let's just say 252, 252, Calm, makes the same thing as Careful. Thunderbolt does not hit it, but Hidden Power Ground. I just want to show you guys the calc because I like to have proof of what I talk about. But this is the choice specs. Hidden Power Ground does 69 to 81%, so you do have a chance to knock it out after Stealth Rock damage. But mainly the idea of this is hit it upon switching, then switch out, and after you've gotten rid of it, be able to spam Volt Switch Thunderbolt, kind of like the Scarf set, but this one just hits a lot more powerful or a lot harder from the get-go. Enough speed to outspeed Pokemon like Jolly Breloom, Jolly Bisharp, but definitely you can run Timid or Modest on this, and you can just go max speed even if necessary if you don't want to risk like a speed tie with anything. But this hits extremely hard, and Timid can be run as well, but Modest is preferred just for the outright power. But the hidden power can obviously be of your choice. Now, other options, Xurkitree does have access to Thunder Wave. If you want to paralyze bulkier mons upon switching, that might want to come in. Pokemon like Tapu Bulu, for example, if you want to paralyze them with Thunder Wave, that way maybe they won't be able to spam the ridiculously strong Wood Hammers or Horn Leeches, or just if your opponent has a resistance, let's say a Latios, a Hydreigon, something around those lines, something that just wants to come in and it can take a hit. Or if you want to stop a setup mon like Dragonite or something, for example, Thunder Wave is the go or the go-to. You can run Thunder if you're running a rain team with like Pelipper for Drizzle. That way Thunder hits. You can definitely run that on the Choice Scarf set. That's also an option. And Substitute is also a nice option. If you predict the switch, you can run like Sub, Tail Glow setup. It also has access to Calm Mind, but right when Calm Mind, when you don't have the best bulk on this thing, and Tail Glow just gives you the outright boost, that outright power. So those are the options for Xurkitree. Of course, if you do have any other sets, feel free to mention them down below. I love looking at what you guys have to say. Feel free to subscribe for more competitive Pokemon movesets and showcases, as well as, you know, streaming. You can follow me on Twitch as well as Twitter just to keep up to date. But I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.